So I don't think it comes to a surprise to anyone, but I enjoy anime. I think anime is one of the greatest things out there, especially as someone who tried to keep himself entertained, and anime was like one of the greatest things. Let's talk about it, right? Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. For those that, if you are in the know, you're in the know. Detective Conan. I feel like that one always catches people off guard, but I really enjoyed watching that one on Adult Swim as I was growing up. Probably shouldn't have been watching that as a kid because the topics and the things behind it is a little adult oriented, but I still enjoyed the show a lot. That was another one. I watched a little bit of Naruto. Didn't really get into it, but I did watch that. Oh, those are Bo. It's something Bo. It's the guy with a long ass mustache or something like that. I don't know. But the point is, I like anime, and I wanted to make this video as an appreciation for one of the most recent ones that I've come across that came out this year. And I think that let me show you a clip from it. Chef's Kiss, a beautiful. Wait, we're not talking about that one. No, wrong clip. We're not talking about One Punch Man season 3. That's that's something else. Let me get you the right clip. All right, there we go. That's Seven Deadly Sins. That was an anime that had potential. It had a lot of potential, and then they squandered that and threw it down the trash. Maybe third time's a charm, and now I'll get you the right clip.
It's a packet of ramen eaten completely raw.
Yeah, so the thumbnail looked a little familiar. Yes, we're today talking about City the Animation. I cannot help but talk about this one a lot. I feel like it's extremely underrated, and if no one's going to talk about it, then I surely will. Now, I'm not naive. I know some people have probably talked about that I'm not aware of on YouTube, but I think that realistically, City the Animation isn't popular enough. It doesn't get the attention that it honestly deserves. Yeah, there might be some people talking about it, but everybody should be talking about it. I feel like City the Animation, I can't help but really talk about it because it's one of those animes that just really hits the nail on the head and really shows you that you don't need a super realistic or super hyper animated anime to really just have something special, to have something that's great, something that's enjoyable. Yes, we got the Demon Slayer. Yes, we got Attack on Titan. Yeah, we got people who expect like top of the line now for every single anime coming out, and if it doesn't look like those animes, then apparently it's trash. In reality, not every anime is going to do that. And realistically, when you get animators who are overworked and they're pushed to the bone and they really just are like, get to work, get to work. Then you get situations like this. And that's the main reason why I wanted to talk about City the Animation today, because Kyoto Animation has done it once again. If the name sounds familiar to you, it's because they have made a lot of anime. Some of them might sound familiar, such as Lucky Star, Clan Nad, K-On!, Nichiju. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but I really love that anime. That was a fire one, which we'll get to a little bit later. Sound Emporium, Miss Kobayashi, Dragon Maid. They have made so many animes that it's like, it's just like every time I see something from them, I can't help but just smile. It feels like this is really what I like. This is what if I was to get into animation and I wanted to make something of my own, this is kind of like the bar. This is where I said it. Like that this anime specifically just oozes. It just screams passion, love, creativity. Like, look at this, man.
この馬券に見覚えはありませんか？どうなっても知りませんよ。外ればってだこのやつ。面白いから撮る。師匠、勉強になります。
And to add on to a bonus clip, there's no way that you haven't seen this clip in some way, shape, or form. This is one of the most popular clips ever, probably in anime history. It's not like the most popular clip. Let's not get that far. But there's a chance that you have seen this in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, that was the deer versus principal scene. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you watching the anime. It is like a masterpiece in my opinion. Like, I like City the Animation, but Nichijou is always going to be at the very top of my list. I have very few animes that I put in my top 5, and minus a couple movies, which Kimi no Na wa, or Your Name, is still my #1 of all time, and nothing will probably ever top that. And then of course Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Cowboy Bebop. Those are some of my really top ones. But Nichijou and then City the Animation, with that one now coming out, that one has started to make its way to the top. I mean, I just wanted to really talk about this real quick because I don't really know which way to really show my appreciation other than just gushing about it and just say, hey, you need to watch this. This is an anime that, and I'm not really good at doing these type of reviews. I don't even know what you would expect from someone like me and my point of view, other than the fact that the animation is clean, the art is great, the art style is beautiful. I want to say that this is a passion project that really just shows. You see the creativity just ooze in every single episode. It's an anime that has only 13 episodes, and each one is always a ride. Essentially, the premise of City the Animation is it's just a bunch of combining stories that all come together in different bits and pieces, and it's like an overarching story. Let me see if I can explain it correctly. Pretty much think of it like this: you start off with the first episode, and then from the first episode you start to have all these little narrative and these plot points. You start to learn these different characters and who they are, and then as you progress through each episode, while they're all still having their own self-contained type mini episodes and mini stories, there's still this overarching plot, this overarching story that is still happening between all these different characters and how things come together. So you might have a little bit of one lore, one story going on here, and then later on it might continue in a couple episodes down the line, but at the same time you still have all these other little mini episodes, these like little mini short stories happening all at the same time. It's pretty much the same premise of how Nichijou worked, which is pretty much why a lot of people really like City the Animation as well too. Nichijou was an animation that a lot of people loved, but at the time when it first came out, from my understanding and everything that I saw, it didn't actually do that well. It actually flopped, and it wasn't until many years later that it finally took the internet by storm, and then a lot of people started to really love and come to appreciate it as a whole and actually recognize the greatness that it truly is. When you look at today's situation, part of the reason why I like to make videos highlighting things like this is because I know that City Animation isn't going to get the respect that it deserves. It's probably going to happen once, and I know there's going to be some people who are like, oh, what are you talking about? There's clearly a lot of people. I'm talking about like real attention. And while yes, we can understand and highlight that, yes, things like Reddit or any like really niche boards, and I'm not saying that Reddit's niche, far from it, but you got to realize in the grand scheme of things, your casual average person, I guess normies, if you want to call it that, they're not really on Reddit like that. They're not looking for hidden deep gems like that. It's still going to be one of those situations where City Animation is not even nowhere near close to levels of like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia. Those animations are like stardom levels. People are like super hyped. People are like way beyond that. They all know that's like a casual name. City Animation, if you go ask your anime friend who casually watches anime, they're not going to know what that is. Let's be real here, they're not going to know what it is. And so I want to make this video because I want to highlight it. I want you to talk about it, and I just want to let you know that, hey, you should watch it because I think it's great. And if you don't end up liking it, that's fine, all right as well too. But I ask you, give it at least 3 episodes, 4 episodes at most. I guarantee you will like it. If you're someone who's open-minded, you're someone who likes to see great animation, and you just want to see a studio that puts their love, craft, passion, everything all into one specific project, you're gonna love this. And I just wanted to highlight that. Thank you for watching.